8 horror movies that reinvent classic monsters. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Enchant Films. Number 8. Edge of Sanity. This movie might not be the most shining example of a reimagining, but it does not give an original flavor to the Jekyll and Hyde mythos. The classic gothic horror story is a given dose of reality by exchanging Dr. Jekyll's potion with hard drugs and the persona of Edward Hyde with Jack the Ripper. From scientist to psychopath, the film presents the battle between the two personalities as a fight for life and sanity, rather than the duality of man. To call this tale twisted would be putting it delicately. Number 7. Depraved. Depraved is a near-perfect example of a horror movie classic brought to the modern era. An obvious take on the tale of Frankenstein, the reinterpretation of Shelley's iconic novel is more of a cautionary tale directed towards silence than a monster-centric horror film. While Adam is an excellent stand-in for Frankenstein's monster, the use of more medically focused imagery and motifs definitely give the film an unexpectedly effective sense of reality. It's still the classic mad scientist story, but with a more polished presentation. Number 6. The Horror of Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola wasn't the first to reinvent the Count with the 1992 movie Bram Stoker's Dracula, nor was he the last. But if fingers are to be pointed at one of the most memorable Dracula reinventions, the honor goes to Hammer. The Horror of Dracula makes the list due to the fact that it takes more from the 1931 Universal film than it does the novel. To call Christopher Lee's interpretation a remake of the Bela Lugosi version wouldn't be a stretch, but it certainly has a lot more gore and spectacle than its American cousin. Of course, if a studio is truly going to remake Dracula, it needs to go all out on the gore. Number 5. The Mummy. Universal might have had Imhotep, but Hammer had Karis. While it's true that Karis originated in the sequels that followed the original Mummy movie, Hammer's reimagining made him much more of a terrifying entity. Of course, Christopher Lee had a hand in that action as well. From his unstoppable nature to the way he walks and strangles his victims, it looks like Jason Voorhees might have taken a few lessons from this undead Egyptian. Gone were the poetic musings on gods, monsters, and romance, and walked the true mummified monster. Number 4. Phantom of the Paradise. Horror movies don't get more 70s than Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise. While it might lack a crashing chandelier, this Faustian take on the Phantom of the Opera was more than worthy of its cult film status and cultivated audience of fans who are still learning many of the hidden things they didn't know about the iconic opera ghost. The music is eclectic and the design and direction absolutely drip with over-the-top rock and roll cheese, but the Phantom himself is the star, trading in the reclusive musical genius for a vengeful torture artist in A Deal with the Devil was certainly an interesting take, but not unappreciated one. Number 3. Edward Scissorhands. It might not seem like it at first, but Tim Burton's gothic fairy tale is directly influenced by the original Frankenstein, but with a decidedly softer and sweeter touch. It has its creepy castles, eccentric inventors, and a misunderstood creature, all tied together with a vision only Burton could deliver. The original creature might not have Johnny Depp's fair complexion, but both are gentle souls who only want the companionship of another. Shelley yourself would almost certainly enjoy it. Number 2. Sleepy Hollow. An honorable mention, but Sleepy Hollow earns it on 2 accounts. Tim Burton's adaptation of Washington Irving's original isn't just a reimagining of the classic story, but of another arguably more famous interpretation as well. Those familiar with both films will catch references to Disney's version of Ichabod Crane's fateful midnight ride. The sequence where Crane is riding home across the bridge followed by his encounter with a false headless horseman uses several visual and sound cues pulled right from the Disney adaptation. It's enough to make one wonder what Burton would do with a by-the-book film adaptation. Nonetheless, Disney's Sleepy Hollow is arguably the most accurate telling of the story. Number 1. The Shape of Water. Although the idea that Guillermo del Toro remade the creature from the Black Lagoon with The Shape of Water is up for debate, there's no denying that the amphibian man pulled direct influence from the original river-dwelling monster. Resemblance aside, they are both gill-bearing river monsters found in the Amazon. They're captured by a team of scientists, and someone gets bit after provoking them. Del Toro might have had a more romantic angle in mind with the shape of water, but the connection between the two is still painfully obvious. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.